Hello students, in this video we are going to study our next chapter, that is chapter number 9. The chapter name is Soil, class 7, subject Science and CERT. In this chapter we are going to study about the different organisms which are living in the soil, then after what is the profile of soil, different types of soil, properties of the soil and moisture present in the soil, the absorption of water by the soil and different crops which are growing in the particular soil. So here let me start our chapter. So soil is one of the most important natural resources and it provides encourage, or you can say support, to the plants. It gives support to the plants and supply water and nutrients to the plants, and it is the home for many organisms. Soil is essential for the agriculture, and at the end this agriculture provides us food, clothing and shelter. So soil is thus an inseparable part of our life. We cannot separate the soil from our life. The earthy fragrance of soil after the first rain is always refreshing. So these are the some of the uses of soil is given to you, that it gives support to the plants, it supplies water and nutrients, it is the home for many organisms, and it is very essential for the agriculture, and because of the agriculture we can get the food, clothing and shelter. So this is how the soil is important for us. So now next let we see soil teeming with life, or how this soil is filled with life. So one day during the rainy season, Paheli and Bujaho observed an earthworm coming out from the soil. And Paheli wondered whether there were other organisms also in the soil. So now let me find out by this one activity. Earthworm is staying in the soil, or soil is the home for the earthworm. So now Paheli and Bujaho want to find out that whether any other organisms are there also in this soil. So here one activity for that is given to you, that is activity number 9.1. For that you have to collect some soil samples and observe them carefully, and you can use your hand lens also and examine each sample carefully and fill in the table 9.1. Next one table is given to you. You have to record your observation in that table, and you have to discuss your observation with your friends, that are these soil samples collected by your friends similar to the ones collected by you. So Bujaho and Paheli use soil in many ways. They enjoy playing with it. It is a great fun to play with this soil. So make a list of uses of soil. So that we had already seen that it is home for many organisms. It gives support to the plants. We are making many objects from the soil, like earthen pot, then after pot to store the rice and water, toys. So many things we are obtaining from the soil. So this is how soil is useful to us. Here you can see in the picture that children are playing with this soil. Now let me see this table 9.1. Different samples of the soil. So here you can say that first sample was of garden soil. So in that plants found are grass, leaves and branches. Then after animals like ants and earthworm are there, and any other observation they find paper and polythene. Next, in the sample of soil from the roadside, they find dried leaves, plant debris, that means broken parts of the plants. Then after in animals they found ants and mosquitoes, and in other objects they found plastic, paper, iron, nail. Next, the soil from construction site. So in that they found small pieces of wood, which is also a part of plant. Then in the animals they found housefly and mosquitoes, and in other observation they found cement particles and gravels, that means stones. In the soil from agricultural land they found grass and region or parts of the roots, earthworm and insects and animal, etc. In the soil which is from bank of the pond, so they find leaves and decaying or rotten plants parts, exoskeleton of snail, that means external skeleton of snail, and slit and some pieces of bone and animal, etc. So these are the things they found. Silt, that means thin particles of the sand or the material which is deposited under the flowing water. So that is known as the silt. So these are the different samples of the soil and the different parts which are found in these different samples. Now Paheli wonder that why I found some pieces of plastic articles and polythene bags in the solid soil sample collected from the roadside and the garden. Why did she find these polythene bags and plastic, some pieces of plastic articles or plastic items? So it may be possible that some people has thrown these polythene bags and the plastic broken items of this plastic on the roadside or in the garden. So that's why the Paheli found these pieces of this plastic. So here one fact is given to you that plastic or polythene bags and plastic pollute the soil, and they also kill the organisms which are living in the soil. That is why there is a demand to ban the polythene bags and plastics. And other substances which pollute the soil are the numbers of waste products, chemicals and pesticides. This also pollute the soil. The waste products and the chemicals should be treated before they are released into the soil. So to reduce this pollution, we have to treat waste products and chemicals before releasing them into the soil. So this is how we can reduce the pollution. And the use of pesticides should be minimized. It should be lower. We have to minimize the use of the pesticides. So now Bujoha is saying something that I have seen pots and toys made up of soil in hut or bazaar. So now let me see first the profile of soil. The next topic is soil profile. So soil is composed or mixture of distinct or different layers. Perform the following activity to find out these different layers which are arranged there in this soil. Here one activity is given to you to find out this soil profile. So now let me see this activity. Activity number 9.2. Take a little soil and break the clumps, or you can say small pieces, with your hand to powder it and make the soil in the powder form. And now take a glass tumbler and 3/4 fill with water. You have to fill this glass tumbler with 3/4 with water, and then add a handful of soil to it. Then after add some soil in this water and stir it well with a stick to dissolve this soil. And let it stand undisturbed for some time. You have to put undisturbed it for some time, and after some time observe it and answer these questions like, do you see layers of particles of different size in glass tumbler? Draw a diagram showing these layers, and are there some dead rotting or spoiled leaves or animal remains floating on water? So here in the figure it is shown to you that if you left this solution for some time, you will find these different layers of this soil in this glass tumbler. The different layers of soil particles are seen in this tumbler, and from down to top, the gravels, first layer is of gravel, then after sand, next is clay, then after next one is humus. So the gravels, sand, clay, humus, etc. are the components of this soil. We can say that these all are the components of this soil. And here in the upper part you can see that upper layer, some rotten dry leaves and some excreta of animals are found in that, and the rotting dead matter in this soil is called the humus. They are floating on the water. And you probably know that this soil is formed by the breaking down of rocks by the action of wind, water and climate. You already know that how this soil is formed. So the soil is formed by breaking down the rocks with the action of wind, water and climate, and this process is known as the weathering. The nature of any soil depends upon the rocks from which it has been formed and the type of vegetation that grows in it. The types of plants and vegetation which grows in the soil that define the type of the soil and the soil from which or the rocks from which the soil is formed that define the type of soil. The vertical section through different layers of the soil is called the soil profile. If we take the vertical section of the soil, then it can be defined as the soil profile, and each layer differs in feel. These all layers are they are different from each other in structure, color, depth and chemical composition, and these layers are referred to as the horizons. Here in the figure, the soil profile is shown to you. This is the vertical section of the soil is shown to you. Here the first layer is known as the A horizon, then after next one is B horizon, next is C horizon, and last layer is bedrocks. So this is the soil profile, vertical section of the soil. We usually see the top surface of soil, not the layers below it. What we are observing is the top layer of the soil, and usually we are not observing the lower layer which are there under this top surface. And if we look at the sides of a recently dug ditch, or you can say pit, then we can see the inner layers of the soil. If the recently dug pit is there and if we are observing it, then we can see these different layers of the soil, and we can also see the inner layers of the soil too. Such a view enables us to observe the soil profile at that place, and this soil profile can also be seen while digging a well or laying the foundation of the building. When the foundation of the building is built, at that time we can also see the soil profile of that place. It can be also seen at the sides of a road or a hill or at a steep river bank. Steep, that means a river bank or the shore of the river bank with a difficult slope. So at that place also we can see the soil profile or the different layers of the soil. So now let me see about this different layer of the soil. So the uppermost horizon is generally dark in color as it is rich in the humus and minerals. The upper layer is rich in humus and minerals, so it is dark in color, and the humus makes this upper layer or the soil fertile and provide nutrients to the growing plants. And this layer is generally soft, porous, that means it has small holes and can retain more water. It can absorb more water. It is called the topsoil or a horizon. Next is this provides shelter. This upper layer provides shelters for many living organisms such as worms, rodents, that means mice and rats, moles and beetles, that means cockroaches. So this layer provides shelter to these different organisms, and the roots of small plants are embedded entirely in the topsoil. The roots of the small plants are fixed in this topsoil. Now next layer has a lesser amount of humus but more of minerals. Next layer has less amount of humus but it has more minerals. This layer is generally harder or hard and more compact, you can say hard, and it is called the B horizon or middle layer. The next third layer is the C horizon, which is made up of small lumps, or you can say small pieces of rocks with cracks and crevices. Crevices, that means a narrow opening. And below this layer, last layer is bedrock. So below this layer is a bedrock which is hard and difficult to dig with a spade. So these are the different layers of this soil, that is A horizon, B horizon, C horizon and bedrock. So now let me next see the types of soil, different types of the soil. So as you know, weathering of rocks produces small particles of various materials like clay, soil. So this includes sand, clay, and the relative amount of this sand and clay depends upon the rock from which the particles were formed. Now how much amount of this soil and clay will form, that is depends on the type of the rock. that is also known as the parent rock. So the mixture of rock particles and humus is called the soil. This is the definition of soil. The mixture of rock particles and humus is called soil, and living organisms such as bacteria, plant roots, earthworms are also important part of the soil. The soil is the further classified on the basis of the proportion of particles of various sizes. What is the proportion of different particles of various sizes that define or that categorize into different types of the soil? If the soil contains greater proportion of big particles, it is called sandy soil. If the soil has larger amount of big particles, then the soil is known as the sandy soil. And if the proportion of fine, or you can say small particles, is relatively higher, then it is called the clayey soil. If the small particles are high, the amount of the small particles are high in the soil, then it is known as the clayey soil. And if the amount of large and fine or small particles is about the same, then the soil is called loamy soil. If this amount of both the particles are equal, then that is known as the loamy soil. And thus the soil can be classified as the sandy, clayey and loamy soil. The size of the particles in a soil has an influence or effect on these properties, on the property of the soil. Sand particles are quite large, so they cannot fit close together. They cannot fit in the smaller space. So there are large spaces between them, and these spaces are filled with air. And we say that the sand is well aerated. That means the air can easily pass through the particles of the sand. So this sandy soil is well aerated, and water can drain quickly through this space between the sand particles. If we pour the water through this sandy soil, then it will pass easily through the particles of this sand. And so sandy soil tends to be light, well aerated and rather dry. So that's why it is lighter in weight, well aerated and dry. Now next type is clay soil. So clay particles being much smaller, packed tightly together. The space between these particles are lower ones, so they can fix tightly together and leaving little space between the particles, and in that there is the air present. And unlike sandy soil, the water can be held in the tiny gaps between these particles of the clay. They can hold water between the particles of the clay. So clayey soils have less air, but they are heavy as they hold more water than the sandy soil. They hold more water than the sandy soils. The best topsoil for growing plants is loam or loamy soil. So loamy soil is the mixture of sand and clay, the another type of soil particles known as the silt. That means the material which is deposited under the flowing water or is known as the silt. So silt occurs as a deposit in the river beds, as we had seen. So the size of the silt particles is between those of sand and clay. So the loamy soil has humus in it. Also it has humus. So it has right water holding capacity for the growth of the plants. So loamy soil is good for the growth of the plant. Now Bujoha want to know that what kind of soil should be used for making earthen pots, matkas and surahis. So now let me see that by one activity 9.3. Collect samples of clay, loamy and sandy soils. And then after take a fistful, that means a soil which is almost about the size of your feet. So take that much of soil from one of the sample and remove the pebbles, rocks, grass blades from it or grass leaves from this, and add water drop by drop and knead the soil. Then after add just enough water to that a bowl, to make the bowl can be made from this soil, but at the same time it should not be sticky. You have to make the ball, but it should not be sticky, and try to make a ball from this soil. On the flat surface, roll this ball into cylinder and try to make the ring from this cylinder. And repeat this activity for the other samples also. So, does the extent to which a soil can be shaped indicates its type. So now can you suggest which type of soil would be the best for making pots, toys and statues? Here on the next page, it is shown to you. First you have to knead the soil like this one. Make the ball with the soil like this one. Here it is also shown to you. Then try to roll the cylinder from the soil, and then after try to make the ring from this soil. So after performing the activity, you will find that ball can be made from clay and loamy soil, but not from sandy soil. And bowl, cylinder, ring can be made from clay soil, and from loamy soil only ball can be made. But sandy soil cannot be shaped in any specific type. So the people are making these earthen pots, surahi or matkas from the clay soil. Now next here let me see about the properties of the soil. You have listed some uses of this soil, where we are using this soil. So now let us perform such activities to find the characteristics or properties of this soil. Here the first one is percolation rate of water in soil. So now let me see what is percolation rate. So Paheli and Bujaho mark two different squares of 50 cm by 50 cm each, one on the floor of their house and the other one is on the kucha, or you can say unpaved road. Unpaved road, that means dirt road. They are making two squares, one on the floor and one on the unpaved road of same size. Then after they fill two bottles of the same size with water, and they empty the water from the bottles one each at the same time in these two squares, and they observe that the water on the floor flowed down and was not absorbed. The water which they have poured on the floor, it is not absorbed by the floor, but it is flow down. And on the kucha road or dirt road, on the other hand, the water was absorbed. Now let us perform an activity to understand this, how this is happen. Bujaho is wonder why there was a difference in the absorption of water in these two squares. So for that here one activity is given to you, activity number 9.4. So for this activity, divide yourself into 3 teams, or you can perform this activity with your friends. Name the teams like A, B and C. Then you will be finding out how fast the water passes down the soil, how far this water can pass through the soil, or how far the water can filter from the soil. You will need a hollow cylinder or a pipe. For this activity you need a hollow cylinder or pipe, and ensure that each team uses pipe of the same diameter. You have to use the pipe with the same diameter, and some suggest for obtaining such pipes are given below. Instead of pipes you can take, if possible, then get a small tin can and cut off its bottom. Get tin and cut its bottom. Then after, if PVC pipe is there of approximately 5 cm diameter is available, then cut it into 20 cm long pipes and use them. And at a place where you collected the soil, place the pipe about 2 meter deep in the ground and pour 200 milliliter of water in the pipe slowly. And for measuring 200 milliliter water, you can use any empty bottle which has the water capacity, or to store the capacity to store water is 200 milliliter. You can use the bottle of 200 milliliter. And then note the time when you start pouring water and when all the water has percolated, leaving the pipes empty. Here in the figure it is shown to you. You have to fix this pipe 2 meter deep in the 2 centimeter, not meter, 2 centimeter deep in the soil or in the ground, and then after from this bottle you have to pour the water in this pipe, and you have to notice the time when the water has percolated, that means drain or filter or water can pass, leaving the pipe empty. and not the time again. Be careful not to let water spill over or run down on the outside of the pipe while pouring. While pouring, you have to not waste water here and there, and calculate the rate of percolation by using the following formula. Here, how to calculate the percolation rate is given to you. It is measured in the milliliter per minute unit. So the percolation rate is equal to amount of water, that is in milliliter, divided by percolation time, that is in minute. For example, suppose that for a certain sample it took 20 minutes for 200 milliliter to percolate. If it takes 20 minutes to filter the water or to drain the water from the soil, and the amount of water is 200 milliliter, then the rate of percolation can be calculated as the 200 milliliter divided by 20 minutes. So it is the answer is 10 milliliter by minute. That means in 1 minute 10 milliliter of water can be percolated from the given sample of the soil, or 10 milliliter of water can be filtered from this soil. Now calculate the rate of percolation in your soil sample, compare your findings with the others and arrange the soil samples in the increasing order of the rate of the percolation. If you had taken more than one sample, then you can compare the percolation rate of these different kinds of soil. So till now we had seen these things in this chapter. The remaining part of this chapter we will study in the next video of this chapter. Thank you.